Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Bernard Moore, the third with More on the Road, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. Just enjoy the day that the Lord has made. Well, we got some information to share with you today. A lot of exciting things going on, some players' lives change this past weekend and still continue to go on. So it's a lot going on. NFL draft, the NBA playoff, Major League Baseball's kicking out their season. So sports is in full effect right now. Again, I'm Bernard Moore the third with More on the Road here live in my home office. I know you see my books on the shelves and stuff. It's not as decorated as should be, and you'll see me jumping around back and forth from going left to right because we're looking at some different monitors talking while we're doing the show. First, I want to just give thanks and shout out to all the supporters and all the listeners for your continued encouraging words, as well as the Mississippi Raiders or what they're doing. Had opportunity to stream the game on my platform. Well, doing some work with the Mississippi Raiders. The next home game is May 7th, which is a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is Sunday, May 7th. Here live at the Mississippi Coliseum. Definitely come on and check them out. They are 2-0. Now, also got some things going on here. I want to have you take a look at what's going on, some benefit basketball games that we got coming up that we're putting together. Excuse me, and rewind. Hoop a Lot Universe Coaching Cancer Benefit Basketball Game presented to you by ESPN Talking Sports Live will take place June 25th here in Jackson, Mississippi on the campus of Hillcrest Christian School, 4060 South Sidewell Road. So definitely come on out and enjoy some hoop. It's going to be entertaining. So don't look at some of the coaches or former players come up and as they put on a top of the notch show. It's all fun. It's all entertaining. So just come on out and enjoy the fun. Again, the proceeds from these games will benefit Butterflies by Grace, designed by Face, domestic violence organization here in the Jackson metro area. They don't just help the Jackson metro area; they help throughout the state of Mississippi or wherever that there's need if they're contacted. And also will benefit the Susie G. Coleman Breast Cancer Organization, the Mississippi chapter, help support research and resources for the breast cancer patients, help them overcome the other situation. Again, that's the Hoop a Lot Universe Coaching Cancer Benefit Basketball Game presented to you by ESPN Talking Sports Live. June 25th, 2022, here in Jackson, Mississippi, on the campus of Hillcrest Christian School. Then follow up July the 2nd. It is the I Am Historical Old School Hoop Fest, which will take place again July the 2nd on the campus of Lanier High School, 833 West Maple Street. Now I will do eight. I think I'm doing it right. So if I did it wrong, my apologies. 833 West Maple Street here in Jackson, Mississippi. Some former Jackson Public Schools student athlete basketball players, male and female, come out to just provide a fundraiser benefit for JPS Athletics again. So it's gonna be a lot of fun and excitement. Definitely come on out and enjoy some hoop. Again, June 25th at Hillcrest Christian School, 4060 South Sidewell Road. Uh, July the 2nd, 2022, 833 West Maple Street, a home of, as you say, the Bulldogs. Definitely come on out and enjoy some fun. Again, it's going to be a lot of fun going on, especially with some of the former hoopers coming out, thinking that they still have it, going to try to come out and put on a great show. So again, man, just definitely come on out, enjoy the fun. If you'd like more information, you can log on to the website www.mms-management.com. Now, speaking of basketball, man, a couple of days ago, the dunk that Ja Morant did against Minnesota. Man, that was nasty. Ja Morant is an up and coming basketball player, man. I think he's gonna be the face of the NBA very soon. And uh Memphis is on the rise. So don't take Memphis lightly. The Memphis Grizzlies, don't take them lightly because it's no comment. That's all I can say is no comment on what Ja Morant. Man, that young man there, he is something special. So definitely take a look out for them. And they have beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in 6 games, 4-2. So now they're going to face Golden State, which will take place today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it will be 2:30 Central Standard Time. So definitely take a look at. Gosh, I may be on the wrong date. My mistake. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Let's Sunday. So I'm looking at the site, the game online, looking at the schedule online, and I may be a little off. What was going on? Yeah, that was last week game. So give me one. When you're working with electronics, the computers move just a little bit slow. Well, as I said, no games are scheduled for today due to the fact I know that the NFL draft is going on. But a lot of the games will be picked up Sunday, May 1st. May is a very special month. Hey, it's the month that I was born in. So May is a very special month. Kudos to May. Celebrate the whole entire month of May for my birthday. It's your birthday. Go, go, go. I'm just joking. All right, again, kicking off a game one series, the Milwaukee Bucks, the number 3 seed, take on the Boston Celtics. Number 2 game is scheduled to tip off at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Giannis versus Jason Tatum. That's going to be a great matchup. Hopefully, that the Celtics are not stuck on that previous series where they just swept Brooklyn. So hopefully that they definitely come out and play. But everybody's still looking at the Bucks has opportunity to have an opportunity to go ahead and take it back to the finals again. And then again, game one later that day, later Sunday, it's the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I know you still got a few other series still going on. Game one for the Philadelphia 76ers and the Heat will take place Monday at 6:30 Central Standard Time, followed by game one of the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns tip off at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, Chris Paul, I know some people look at Chris Paul. Chris Paul is definitely trying to push to go ahead and get the championship, in which he has the team around him with the Phoenix Suns to do it. The Phoenix are the number 1 seed team on the Western Conference, so they have an opportunity to repeat and make it back to the finals. Now, I'm not sure exactly what took place last year. Some individuals looking like said they want to try to go ahead and get the finals over with so they can travel to play in the Olympics. I'm not sure. I'd rather win the championship final compared to trying to go win a gold medal for the Olympics. There's nothing wrong with that, but I definitely would try to want to win the championship, NBA championship. So then Tuesday schedule slated. You have the Heat taking on the Philadelphia 76ers, followed by the Suns and the Mavericks. That's again, boy, the NBA is coming down to the wire. So it's going to be a great uh, conference finals. Look at you're gonna have opportunity to see some very outstanding teams take place. So I don't know. I don't have a pick. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, and people think that I'm a Chicago Bulls fan because of Michael Jordan. Yeah, Michael Jordan caught my attention with the Bulls, but I'm not a Bull. I'm not a Bull fan because of Michael Jordan. I'm a Bulls fan because yeah, they were a hot team. I like the way that they play, but I say I'm more in tune to Scottie Pippen. I like Scottie Pippen more than Jordan. Again, Jordan was a good player, but I'm more of a Scottie Pippen guy. I like Scottie Pippen on his style, defensive style, and definitely can get you some buckets also. Now, let's take a look at the NFL. Take a look at what's going on right now. I think the draft has started, and it's it's a lot going on. It's definitely a lot going on with the draft. Quarterbacks, man, like I tell you, don't really pay attention to some of the analysts and their mock drafts. They had at least 2 quarterbacks going early in the first round, and only quarterback was taken in the first round was the quarterback from Pittsburgh, who is still staying in Pittsburgh. He's going to play with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was taken at number 20, Kenny Pickett, quarterback out of Pittsburgh, who was taken by the Pittsburgh Steelers. But we had a lot of the mock draft. They had quarterbacks. They had actually they had the quarterback from Liberty going first. Him and Matt Corral out of Ole Miss going in the first round, followed by Pickett. But neither one of them went in the first round. And the next quarterback to go was a second round pick to the Falcons, in which they definitely are looking towards the future as well. So that is something very interesting. You know that uh, how that took place. How you thinking that the quarterbacks were going to be some top picks, but only one quarterback went the first round, in which again they had a lot of quarterbacks going in the first round. The next quarterback was not taken until the Atlanta Falcons, and that was late in the second pick. That was late in the second round. That's what I'm trying to make sure I get the correct pick. Now, or was it third day? No, I think it was not round 3. Correction, it was round 3. The Atlanta Falcons selected Riddler out of Cincinnati. And which now, don't get me wrong, he is a very good quarterback. He is definitely a good quarterback, but you would think that he would have went higher than he went. And I guess they don't want a lot of teams that want to take Ritter. Went to Atlanta Falcons at pick 10 in the third round, which was pick number 74. A lot of teams are not taking their chance on quarterbacks going this high, or I say spending that much money on quarterbacks so early, because they have not panned out to be the best picks lately. So understandable, but you definitely will wanted to see one of the quarterbacks to go, at least more quarterbacks go in the first round, because everybody always asks about the quarterback. Everyone asks about how's the quarterback play. Well, quarterback play is something, but you definitely need pieces around that quarterback to definitely have a good team. So don't just look at, hey, the quarterback is the main piece of the puzzle. Like I said, yes, they are, in my opinion. But if you got a good quarterback, which we can go back to the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, he was a great quarterback in college, and which he still is. I'm not going to say that he's not a good quarterback, and which he still is. He is a good quarterback. But you see his work, his he did not look like the number 1 pick this past season. Again, this is more on the road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More Sports Management. Nothing but more. Definitely tune in every Tuesday, 105.9 FM The Zone, to ESPN Talking Sports Live with Rob J, Larry Nixon, myself, and Beeve on the boards. We're talking sports, having fun. Definitely tune in Tuesday, 105.9 FM The Zone, or you can log on to the Zone 1059.com if you want to listen to a live stream. So again, everybody looks at the quarterbacks and say that they are the masterpiece to any team, to any roster. But you definitely need a good offensive line to protect that quarterback so that he can do what he was brought there to do, as well as a good backfield so that they can kind of balance out the passing and the throwing, as well as some decent receivers that can catch the ball from the quarterback when he's throwing. So it's definitely a give and take. It's not just saying, hey, you got a good all-star quarterback. How can he mold the players around him? That's my thing. Now, I'm not a Tom Brady fan, so don't think that I am. I like Tom Brady. No, he's a good player. Now, he's made a difference with the Patriots as well as the Buccaneers. But he had a good team. They put a decent team around him when he was in New England. Yes, he did get his head busted a couple of times, but they did put a good team around him in New England in the latter part of his years to help him win six Super Bowls. And then he went to Tampa Bay, which Tampa Bay still had a pretty decent team. Just not sure exactly what it was to get them on the hump. Not saying that Jameis Winston was not a good player. Jameis Winston produced good numbers, but he did produce some good numbers, and also good numbers in the bad category of a quarterback, such as the interception. But so he had a good team around him, good offense, good receivers, good running back, good line, young defense up and coming. And so Tom Brady coming in, it was just a part of that. He would just bring in leadership, and he brought leadership in to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what helped them win their Super Bowl. So, not saying that it was Jameis Winston didn't know exactly what he was doing, but Tom Brady just came in and helped make a difference uh, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, he is back with the Buccaneers. He retired. He retired for a split second, and some people say that hey, he didn't want to be at home, which like I said, playing being in the NFL, if you wanted the top elite in the NFL, you spend majority of your time at that facility. So, and you've been doing it for 20 plus years. And so that's basically about all you know. And so he felt that I need to get back in football. I went home. I felt uncomfortable. Like, man, I should be working out right now. I should be watching film. I'm at home watching Jimmy Neutron or some type of cartoon with my children. Again, not trying to say if Tom Brady is a family man. Well, I can't say the dynamics of his family, but he portrays to be a family man. So you can't say that I feel uncomfortable sitting here playing with my children, but I've been playing football all my life. So again, it was just a little difference for him. So, and I think that he felt the difference of how I need to get back into football because that's basically all he knows. And now again, taking a look back at the draft, the number one pick of the 2022 draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Trayvon Walker, edge rusher out of Georgia. Now, is that a good pick for the Jaguars? Yes, that does help them defensively. And the thing I like about the Jaguars, their young team, they're young. Again, they're still building around their team, but you're looking at the offensive side now, and which I think they did take care of some things on the offensive side, and whereas they did pick up a few pieces in latter round, because currently, they got to bear with us. I'm playing around with this computer. I said currently they have, as I say, quarterback Jesus and Trevor Lawrence, which is quite funny. Quarterback Jesus, man. But it's just that he does look like some people have some young fans saying he look like Sunshine from Remember the Titans. That was kind of said look like Sunshine from Remember the Titans. That was quite interesting. But if you definitely look at all of the teams, I'm trying to get to the part with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not sure exactly what's going on with my computer, so bear with me again. Just looking at the computer, I just go a different route, and then talk about the draft. And follow behind Walker was Adrian Hutchins to the Detroit Lions, which was good. No, hey, pick a local kid, a local kid to come play with hometown. So that right there, may would that push up ticket sales? Hey, we'll see. But the Detroit Lions is a team that I hope that they're going in the right direction with that selection. I really do hope that they're going in the right direction with that selection. And then this is a questionable pick that everybody was wondering. The Houston Texas selected Derek Stingley Jr. at number 3 out of LSU. Derek Stingley Jr. He is a good corner. You know, he has the ability and the skills to play corner. However, again, some of the prediction did not have him, mock draft did not have him going that high due to the fact of a previous injury. He was coming off an injury. He didn't play a lot this previous season, but he must have did something in the interviews. He must have showed the Texas something during his workout. He did something to get himself to select number 3. So kudos to you, Derek. Man, I wish you well. Definitely will be following you along your time with the Houston Texans. You know, I'm looking forward to some great things out of you, Stingley. But again, some people question that pick with the Houston Texans, but he must have did something during the interviews and during the workout to be selected number 3. Then followed by Sauce Gardner out of Cincinnati. From just talking with individuals, know, Sauce he is a good corner, has good body size, is a good corner, and he's going to the AFC AFC East was the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots, and the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Jets, again, are still an up-and-coming team that are rebuilding as well. With coach, I can't remember the coach's name. He was defense coordinator with 49ers. He defense coordinator. He has the defensive mind, so they definitely are focusing on defense and definitely making a difference in New York. So definitely look out for the Jets in that division, in which the AFC East is kind of a wide open division right now because of the improvement of the Dolphins. The Dolphins have improved a lot. Then New England Patriots are the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick is going to still continue to pull tricks and stuff out the hat. And again, we think that the Patriots are down, but Matt Jones took them to the playoff. They went to the playoff. They got the head bust in the first round, but it's still a point. They made it to the playoff. And then continue in the first round with the New York Giants, who had two selections in the top 10. They had the number 5 pick and the number 7, and which again they're balancing themselves out as well. They picked at number 5, Keon Thibodeau out of Oregon, edge rusher, and then at number 7 they addressed some needs on the offensive line with Evan Neal out of Alabama. Just talking just hearing the comments of the Giants staff, the Giants ownership, they were a little disappointed how they were treating Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is supposed to be the heir to the New York Giants of Eli Manning. Now, Eli Manning went out on a bad terms. He didn't play well, but he went out. He still won 2 Super Bowls. So, but the way his record was not. His record did not end the way that some of us would like to see Eli to exit out. So they drafted Daniel Jones as the heir to Eli Manning to take over the Giants. And the Giants leadership felt that they provided a bad taste for Daniel Jones or welcome him to the NFL, which as they changed offensive coordinator a couple of times, head coaches a couple of times. So he said at the point, man, what am I supposed to do? And they're not putting key pieces around him to help him to be successful. Even though they have, man, why am I drawing a blank? Saquon Barkley in the backfield. Saquon was injured some, but they still traded away some receivers that they felt that there was kind of cancer to the organization. They got rid of a lot of some as we consider, on paper to be star power offensively. Some of the Giants organization, they traded them or released them or did whatever. They're not on the team anymore. So they felt that they provided Daniel Jones a bad hand. And so the Giants said, we're going to stick with him. We're going to provide him a better opportunity to show what type of quarterback he is and what type of player that he should be. Kudos to you, Giants. But hey, do what you do. Just do what you do. That division again, that's a wide open division as well. It's tough, but it's still wide open. You got the Cowboys that making some moves in the division. The Philadelphia Eagles with some of the trades that they just had. We're bringing in AJ Brown from the Titans, and then a good star-studded tight end. So you see that they're making difference in that division. So the NFC East is going to be an open division also. So let's just see what take place. Don't know exactly what's going to go. So we just ask the Giants to do what they do and continue on. How you got to worry about the Eagles, the improvement that they're making around Jalen Hurts, then the Cowboys, Dak, and whatever. Hopefully that they get the defense together. Then you have the Giants, as well as man. I'm just drawing a blank. Who else in that division? I just forget who else in the NFC East. The Giants, the Eagles. Gosh, I just drew a blank. It'll come too soon. But you can see that they're making a difference in there. And then at the number 6 pick, the Carolina Panthers are tightening up the offensive line. Offensive line, local player out of North Carolina State, Iki Iguana, offensive tackle. Hopefully, again, they're building pieces around so that they can get that quarterback later in the late picks. But they're still believing in Sam Darnold. They got Sam Darnold from the Jets. So they're believing in Sam Darnold. And I think Cam may sign back. I'm not sure if they sign Cam another year. So they're looking and to beef up the offensive line as well as give McCaffrey an opportunity to run the way that he should run. And then finish out with number 8, the Atlanta Falcons went receiver. See that they got rid of Julio Jones, so they needed another big body receiver. They drafted Pitts, tight end out of Florida, who I said he made a big difference as well. He's one of those hybrid tight ends. He's a hybrid player, but they have him listed as a tight end. which would definitely be well to go along with Drake London. As I said, they finna try to take as they take the top off at the Falcons, and then finishing out next pick, number 9, the Seattle Seahawks, who is going through a transformation right now. They got rid of Russell Wilson. They got they still got DJ Metcalf. They got rid of Wagner, a good linebacker. So I think the Seattle Seahawks are going through a building phase right now. So they're in a wide open division as well with the NFC West, in which either one of those teams can have an opportunity to make the Super Bowl, along with the current Super Bowl champion, the Los Angeles Rams, along with the San Francisco 49ers, who should have been in the Super Bowl. Yes, I'm a 49ers fan. And then you have the Seattle Seahawks as well as in the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, they kind of borderline. They're kind of borderline, though, a team that can be successful, a team that can be failed. But I see that they're building also along with that team. So definitely look out for the Cardinals. Again, this is a More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management, nothing but more. And then the Jets, again, they're balancing themselves out. They went receiver. They drafted Garrett Wilson, receiver out of the Ohio State University, in which I think, in my opinion, I love it. Not Wilson. Yeah, it's Wilson. I get them two mixed. I'm thinking about something else. Yeah, I think Wilson was the better receiver out of him and Olave. Chris Olave, who followed him at number 11 to the New Orleans Saints. And I know a couple of Saint fans, and I thought they were going to go quarterback because all the quarterbacks are still there. No, they're looking to heir to Jameis Winston. All the quarterbacks are still there. So it was kind of shocking to see that they did not go quarterback. Every last one of the quarterbacks was still there. So that's what said. It was very shocking to see that they did not go quarterback. So they may go quarterback later in the draft. So hopefully that they will definitely do so. Now, let's go back to the Jaguars, who had the number 1 selection and this year's draft. Now, the Jaguars, and just looking at them, what I think they should have done, they should have helped solidify that offense, build some pieces around Trevor Lawrence. Now, with the number 1 pick, they selected Trayvon Walker out of Georgia. Then they had the number 27 pick via trade with Tampa Bay. They selected Devin Lloyd out of Utah. So they went linebacker, they went defense. Then with the third round pick, number 65, they selected an offensive lineman, Luke Fortner, and which Kentucky has been making some improvement this past year. I can say that they've made some improvement in the SEC. They're not the doormat of the SEC as some people as they used to be in football. They're not the doormat. So I can say that they definitely made some improvement, and definitely looking forward to seeing what's next with Kentucky. So I can say they made some improvements. So exciting to see what Kentucky do this upcoming season. Then the another third round, the 6th pick, with a trade with the Carolina Panthers. They went defense again. They went and selected Chad Muma out of Wyoming, a good linebacker. Wyoming has made some improvement as well, and with their squad, they have a good running back there that I know personally, Trey Smith, out of Madison Central here locally. I know Trey, and I did some work with his dad. He's the son of Jacksonville Jaguar great Jimmy Smith, and I know some people would love to see him play in Jacksonville. I'd say he's considered, he's an athlete. He's an athlete. He is what I mean by he's an athlete. He played quarterback coming in high school, played receiver some, signed with Louisville, had opportunity to play receiver. Then they put him back to running back. Then he went to Wyoming and was still playing running back. So he is an athlete. So I'm definitely looking forward to see what would take place with Trey. So hopefully that the Jaguars will draft him. That would be great. But hey, if another team select him, kudos to you, Trey. Definitely would love to see you in the NFL. Like I said, we still got a few draft picks still going on. So again, this is More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Well, we're going to take a break right now. So you're going to hear a little moment of silence. So we're going to take a break. got to get some stuff together. So we'll be right back again. You listen to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. All right, and welcome back to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management, nothing but more. Again, we was talking to the NFL draft. Now, I know some people looking and say, why are you not talking baseball? I'm really, I like baseball, but I'm not a baseball guy. I'll play it, I'll sit and watch it sometime, but baseball is not a thing that I definitely would enjoy. So now let me just go take a look at my team, the San Francisco 49ers. Now I know we had this hiccup everybody's talking about with Debo Samuel. He wants to be traded. And personally, I think it's all about the dollar bill, as people would say. I think it's all about the money because he see that everybody, some of the other receivers, they're getting more money, they're getting some of these big deals. So let me he has some as I said, let me cause a little excitement so that I can have an opportunity to go make me try to get me some of that money. Come on, Adebo. I know that we did utilize you a lot in different ways, but that is part of football. If you're part of a squad, you have to have the ability to definitely play multiple positions. You have to have the ability definitely to play multiple positions. And again, I understand that you want your money. Hey, definitely go for it. I'm not gonna say and say don't go for your money, but definitely know work with the team that you're working with. I know there's still some pieces we need to work on with the 49ers, but come on back, man. You are a great asset to the 49ers, and I like that and definitely want you to be a part of the 49ers. Now I'm gonna take a look at some of the 49ers draft picks, at which we haven't had a few. The first, second round, well, just our first one, second round. They had one the first round, excuse me. Drake Jackson, defensive edge rusher out of USC. We lost some defensive players. Yes, we lost Solomon Thomas. We had Bosa coming back, and we lost DJ Jones. Like I said we lost some pieces on the defensive line. Yes, but I definitely would just advise if we would take a look at that secondary because we were hurting that secondary a little bit. That interception that we lost, that we could have had in the NFC Championship Conference game that would have took us to the Super Bowl. Not saying that couldn't happen to anyone, but that happened. That was some momentum that could have turned the game around. So, in my opinion, I think we definitely need to work on that secondary, and then followed by with the pick, Davis Price out of LSU. Now, I like that pick. He's a good running back. I'm not gonna I like that pick. No, Davis Price was a good running back, productive for the LSU Tigers. Even though I said they just kind of had a wishy-washy year, but he was a good productive back for the LSU Tigers. So I definitely feel I like that pick. And then with the compensation pick, third round pick number 41, the San Francisco they selected Daniel Gray out of SMU, which now SMU had a pretty good offense this past season. So I think that was a good pick for the offense because they don't know exactly what Debo Samuel's going to do. So look to go ahead and try to fill in the spot. We lost a lot of running backs. I said we had a heap of running backs back then in the backfield, but we did lose a lot of running backs. Moster, uh, Sherman was hurt. Rookie running back out of Ohio State. So hopefully they're definitely come back strong, and looking forward to see what's going to take place this upcoming season. I'm excited about this season. I'm just still not too pleased about some of the moves that were made with the 49ers, but I am excited about this season. Definitely looking forward to the season and seeing what's going on. Now, there are some other draft picks that are still questionable also. Now, the Green Bay Packers, they lost Adams, and you would think that they would get one of those receivers. There's some top receivers in the draft, but they went defense with their selections in the first round, and then they selected a receiver out of North Dakota State, a championship receiver out of North Dakota State, Christian Watson. So as I say, to help Aaron Rodgers and his offense, and hopefully that they would draft a running back instead of getting a player that they moved to running back to play running back. So hopefully that they would draft a running back. So definitely looking forward to seeing. Even though I'm not a Packers fan, so don't think that I'm sitting here riding the Packers coattail. No, I just like to see the teams to be successful, and I like Aaron Rodgers. And he's a good rounded guy. I definitely wanted the 49ers to select him when he came out for draft over Alex Smith, but they decided to go with Alex Smith, and Aaron Rodgers went down to Green Bay. In which Aaron Rodgers, he wanted to come to Green Bay. I mean, he wanted to come to San Francisco, but the 49ers did not select him back in 2012. I want to say, was it 12 or 11? When he was up for when we had the first pick. Now, so again, the Packers they selected Quan Walker, linebacker out of Georgia, in the first round, pick number 22, which they received in the trade, dealing with Devontae Adams. So you would think they would have went receiver, but they did not. The trade with the Las Vegas Raiders, the pick number 22, they selected Quan Walker, linebacker out of Georgia. And then with their original pick at number 28 in the first round, they selected Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle out of Georgia. So they went defense that first round. Not saying that they shouldn't have went defense the first round, but you would think again they would have picked they would have picked the receiver with one of those two picks, and just either with number 22 or number 20. I think they would have. I would have went receiver. I would have got one of the big receivers to help fill the void that was left by Adams. Now, again, not trying to talk about the other players on that team, but you would think Devontae Adams was a good component of the Packers with the Packers. You would think that they would have went receiver and to help give Aaron Rodgers some targets to throw to, but they went defense, and then they didn't go receiver until the second round, second pick, in which they got out of a trade from Detroit via Minnesota. They selected Christian Watson, the receiver out of North Dakota State. He played for a champion. He played for a couple of FCS championships with North Dakota. So they got a good receiver. Not saying that they did not. They got a good receiver, and then they filling some holes on the offensive line as well. They selected UCLA offensive lineman Sean Ryan. So the Packers again, they're addressing some needs, but they definitely look at the need to address the receiver need, because that was one part that they were lacking in. I think that they will pick up another receiver. You will hope that they would, but let's just definitely just see what happens if they pick up another receiver. So, but the Packers, in my opinion, they have not been they were not successful too much and some of the moves that they made during some of the drafts. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the Packers are definitely going to do. I'm not going to say that they're my favorite team, because they're not. I'm just looking to see what would the Packers do, because they've had much success with that team, but they still have not produced the number of championship that they should have, based off of the success that they had with the players that they've had. I said I'm looking at their rosters, in which they do need their needs that need to address a receiver, offensive lineman, and linebacker. That's what they stated that they need. But I think they definitely need to take a look at that backfield, which I forgot that they selected Colin Hill out of Mississippi State a few years ago, and Aaron Jones. Now those are two good one running backs. I would say Colin Hill is a good special team running back, and they have AJ Dillon out of Boston College, who's in his in his third year, and Aaron Jones, who's in his sixth year out of Texas El Paso. Aaron was hurt, and Colin he kind of picked up some of the carries as well as AJ Dillon. So if Jones come back healthy, the backfield is definitely got stronger. So let's just see what the Green Bay Packers do with the picks that they have, and I hopefully they'll definitely address some key areas that they are in need. Now, go ahead and take a look at some surprise picks in the second round that you would think that would have been higher. Now, the Seattle Seahawks, they've again the first round they selected Charles Cross, offensive lineman out of Mississippi State, with the number nine pick, and with the number 8 pick, they received via trade through Denver for the Russell Wilson trade. They got the number 2 pick for the second round pick, number 8, which would be the number 40 pick. They went Boyo Mafa, edge rusher out of Minnesota. And then they went offense with Kenneth Walker III, running back out of Michigan State. Now, he wasn't the first running back take. Bryce Hall, running back out of Iowa State, was the first running back taken in the second round to the New York Jets. The Kenneth Walker, from the highlights I've seen of Kenneth Walker, I think he would definitely be a good back with the Seattle Seahawks. He kind of puts you in the mind of a Sean Alexander, that type of style back, but he doesn't have Sean Alexander didn't have his speed. Kenneth Walker has that speed that he'll run 10 miles per hour this way, but then once he make that cut, he gonna turn it on and hit 30, 40 miles per hour once he make that cut. So now he is a special back. As again, watching some of his highlights, way that he was moving. So we definitely Seattle got them a good running back. I can say that much. They got them a good running back. They're in the same division with my San Francisco 49ers. So just Walker, we're gonna welcome you to the NFL. So it's not going to be that easy how you ran against the Big Ten schools. It's not going to be that easy now. I'm just letting you know. It's not going to be that easy. So don't get too comfortable thinking that you're going to that's going to translate over very easily. It's not. So we're going to welcome to the NFL very well. But hey, I wish this young man well with Seattle. He's the number 9, 41 pick, and number 9 pick of the second round to the Seattle Seahawks. And like I said, still going through, take a look at some of the surprise picks that you would think they should have been higher than what they went through. Traquan Thornton, receiver out of Baylor, went to New England via Miami, Kansas City trade. I think he should have went higher. I think he was one of the receivers that should have went first round, but he did not. He slipped down to the second round. So definitely looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with New England. So that gives Matt Jones some other targets to throw to. Some nice size receiver, and that George Pickens, receiver out of Georgia, he went to the Pittsburgh Steelers with the 20th pick in the second round. So that's a definitely good looking one as well. And the Indianapolis Colts picked up Alex Pierce out of Cincinnati via trade from the Vikings, not the Vikings. Well, the Vikings did have something to do with that trade. A trade via the Raiders, Packers, Vikings to Indianapolis for the 21st pick in the second round. Alex Pierce went to Cincinnati. Now, the Chiefs did address some of the needs based off of what they were lacking. They drafted a defensive back, Metcalf, the first round. The Kansas City Chiefs. Where did he come from? Okay, well, I guess it must have had 2 picks. I thought they drafted a defensive back. Yes, they did. Trent McDuffie out of Washington. That's via the trade, the 21st pick of the first round. They drafted Trent McDuffie out of Washington via trade with New England. And they picked up an edge rusher later round, number 30, the original pick, edge rusher out of Purdue. So the Chiefs went defense, which again, they definitely need to make the defense a little bit solid. And so they went offense in the second round by selecting Sky Moore, not sure if we're related, but Sky Moore out of Western Michigan via the trade with the New England Patriots. They selected Sky Moore. Again, still just taking a look at some surprise picks in the second round. And Sam Williams, a local kid out of Mississippi State, out of Ole Miss, went to the Dallas Cowboys. They're still just looking at as a surprise picks that took place. And I'm not sure what it's a. I guess a safety. The Kansas City Chiefs selected a safety out of Cincinnati, Brian Cook, and the Buffalo Bills selected Georgia running back James Cook. Denver Broncos selected Nick Bottino out of Oklahoma to fill a void that um, Von Miller left when he signed with the Broncos. So the Denver Broncos are looking to make the defense solid. They picked up Nick Bonatino out of Oklahoma to fill a void by Von Miller, who went to the Buffalo Bills. Again, this is some more on the road presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more, definitely what we do. Now, I want to look at the Houston Texans. Now, the Houston Texans, some say that they do not need a quarterback, but they just got rid of one of their top quarterbacks with the trade with the Cleveland Browns. So I'm very surprised that they haven't went quarterback yet, but I feel that they may draft one later. They may draft a quarterback in the latter round to fill a void by not James. I'm going to give James Winston to the Texans by Deshaun Watson, who is now a Brownie up in Cleveland. So again, yes, we're talking NFL draft right now. So I know you weren't expecting to talk NFL draft, but hey, we're talking NFL draft, and which is going on right now. This is the third round. No, excuse me. Yes, third round. Looking at some of the surprise pick individuals that have dropped down this for Martin Emerson, cornerback out of Mississippi State, via trade to the Cleveland Browns via Houston. That's a definitely good pick for the Browns. Definitely looking forward to seeing what the Browns are going to do this upcoming year. I say don't know what Deshaun Watson's situation may be, but the Browns are still building around him, so definitely we'll see what will take place. Velus Jones, receiver out of Tennessee, went to the Chicago Bears with the number 7 pick in the third round, number 71, pick 71. And then I said Desmond Ritter, quarterback out of Cincinnati, went to the Atlanta Falcons. So again, that's a future quarterback, the future of the Atlanta Falcons quarterback. Now, again, this was a surprise pick to me. Christian Harris, linebacker out of Alabama, went to the Houston Texans in the third round. I'm very surprised that he dropped this far. Now, he was a good player, but he came back. Well, not that I think he came back another year, but he was selected third round to the Houston Texans. But hey, your third round, you have an opportunity to make the Houston Texans team. So I wish you well, Christian. Yes, again, just still take a look at some surprise picks later throughout the draft. Nakobe Dean, linebacker out of Georgia, was drafted pick number 83, third round, pick number 19 to the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, that just right there shows you that again that NFC East is going to be very exciting. It's going to be a division definitely. Watch this. Your conference winner probably is going to be 9-8 or 9-8 or 8-8-1 because it's very shocking because that particular division is going to be very shocking. It's going to be very tight. It's going to be tight. I don't think any of the team are definitely going to far exceed them. Again, you got with the Giants, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and who is that other team? Man, I don't know why I'm just completely just drawing a blank of who's the other team in the NFC East. But We shall see. And then next quarterback taken, Malik Willis. He went to the Tennessee Titans. Now, I'm I dislike that he went this far in the third round to the Titans, which is a pretty good team. Though he definitely have an opportunity to make a difference. But I'm surprised he went this late, third round, 22nd pick number 86. I'm just very surprised that he went this late. It's a via trade with the Raiders. Malik Willis, number 20, pick number 22 of the third round to the Tennessee Titans. Again, I'm very surprised that he went that late. And see the Cowboys were looking at the offense with Jalen Tolbert out of South Alabama. So again, we just take a look at some surprise picks. And the Carolina Panthers select Matt Corral out of Ole Miss, University of Mississippi. That was a pick number 30 in the third round via Kansas City New England trade. Matt Corral to the Carolina Panthers. So I guess he's looking to be the future. I said, which you got a good quarterback. You got a good running back in the backfield with Metcalf. So hopefully the Panthers would definitely build up around the young man. That's what it was. The Washington Commanders. That's the team I was trying to figure out who else was in that. And the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, the Washington Commanders, and the New York Giants. So that division again, they're probably going to be 9-8. The division winner is going to be 9-8 because they're going to they're probably going to split all of their games in which they play each other twice. So again, they're going to split all of their games because they're going to go back and forth. I don't think that division is going to be one team just going to be far ahead of anyone in that particular division. Again, just still looking at some surprise picks of this late. Man, I'm not sure how many players have been drafted from Georgia, but I bet you, looking at it so far, there was a lot of players drafted from Georgia. And so now we're looking at the picks of today, day 3. I'm just waiting for the system to load up. So bear with me. While my system's loaded, I'm gonna take a look at the Houston Texans roster, who finished 4-13 this previous season. They were fourth in the AFC South. Well, no, excuse me, they were third in the AFC South. The Jacksonville Jaguars were fourth in the AFC South. Looking at the position that everybody wants to know about is the quarterback. Again, that's where everybody, when they figure out about a team, they want to see what the quarterback is doing. Man, but they put Derek Stingley up quick on that roster. So I'm looking at a roster for the Houston Texans. Let's take a look at their secondary, their cornerbacks. First cornerback, Lonnie Johnson, Jimmy Moreland, Steven Nelson, Reggie Robinson II, MJ Stewart, Derek Stingley Jr., Trevion Thomas. To get my computer just freezing up right now, so I'm just definitely trying to look at the roster. I see exactly what's going on with the Houston Texans. Terrence Brooks, Isaac Yideman, TJ Green, Desmond King, Jonathan Owens, Trayon Smith. So they're looking pretty good in secondary. But I guess with the draft of Stingley, just definitely tighten up that secondary for the Houston Texans. So now looking at the quarterbacks on the Houston Texans roster, Kyle Allen, 4th year out of Houston. Drake Driscoll, 7th year out of Louisiana Tech. And Davis Mills, 2nd year out of Stanford. So not sure what the Texans are going to do at quarterback, but they definitely have faith in the particular quarterbacks that are currently on their roster. So let's just see what they would definitely do. Looking back in the backfield, Marlon Mack, remember him, he's with the Colts at the University of Florida, and Darius Anderson. I think, in my opinion, I think those are definitely two. No, David Johnson. Marlon Mack, David Johnson, Darius Anderson are going to be the ones to definitely toting the ball a lot in the backfield for the Houston Texans. I said again, that gives them a good, decent area in the backfield. Now taking a look at round 4 of the 2022 NFL draft. So let's take a look at some surprise picks, any surprise picks of individuals that lasted this long into the 4th round that you would think that possibly would have went up high. I said, well, the Las Vegas Raiders are currently on the clock right now as we speak. The previous pick, Jack Jones, defensive back out of Arizona State, went to the New England Patriots. Brandon Smith, linebacker out of Penn State, went to the Panthers. Jalen Amar Davis, cornerback out of Alabama, went to the Baltimore Ravens. Abicon Evans, cornerback out of Missouri, went to the Minnesota Vikings. Michael Clemens, defensive end out of Texas A&M, went to the New York Jets. So they tightening up their defense, the Jets. Juwan Uriquan, defensive tackle out of Iowa State, went to the Broncos. Demarius Mathis, cornerback out of Pittsburgh, went to the Broncos. Dane Belton, safety out of Iowa, went to the New York Giants. Then Percy Butler, safety out of Louisiana, went to the Washington Commanders. And Daniel Bellinger, tight end out of San Diego State, went to the Giants. So I know they kind of lost some tight ends. Max Mitchell out of Louisiana went to the New York Jets, offensive tackle. Daniel Follion, offensive tackle out of Minnesota, went to the Ravens. Kobe Bryant, Kobe, is Coby Bryant, went to the out of Cincinnati, went to the Seattle Seahawks. Winfrey, defensive tackle out of Oklahoma, went to the Cleveland Browns. Damian Pierce, running back out of Florida, went to the Houston Texans. And Cade Alton, tight end out of Washington, went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Since not sure if Gronk is coming back, so they're trying to tighten up on the tight end selection. Again, this is Bernard Moore III with More on the Road, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is definitely what we do. I really appreciate your time. We're just talking some NFL draft this lovely Saturday morning. Now, before we get out of here, I said it's getting close to time. Before we get out of here, I just want to again mention about some benefit events that we're hosting this upcoming June and July. The Hoop A Lot Universe Coaching Cancer Benefit Basketball Game presented to you by More and More Sports. Presented to you by ESPN Talking Sports Live. So I'm giving myself all these games. The Hoop A Lot Universe Coaching Cancer Benefit Basketball Game presented to you by ESPN Talking Sports Live will take place July the 25th in Jackson, Mississippi at Hillcrest Christian School, 4060 South Sideway Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Again, for more information for the game, you can contact myself at 601-260-3509. Or you can go online at www.mms-management.com for more information. You can follow my pages on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can see all those links to definitely reach out to what we are doing. And also follow behind that take place July the 2nd at Lanier High School, 833 West Maple Street, Jackson, Mississippi, is the I Am Historical Old School Hoop Fest presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Game will consist of former JPS basketball players that are taking it to the court. They're just having fun. We're just going to come out and have a little fun benefit basketball game for JPS athletics. Help fund some things that they're attempting to do with JPS student athletes. So from equipment to facilities, whatever that's needed. But if you definitely would like to donate to that particular organization, you can contact them, the JPS office. I'm not sure exactly what the direct number is, but you can contact Coach Darrell Jones with JPS for more information. But the benefit basketball game, again, that we're putting together, both of those, again, fundraising games for different organizations that I'm working with, again, trying to raise awareness for breast cancer, domestic violence, provide resources to both of those organizations so that they can continue to do what they do. Again, it's just a big helpful hand of things that we're doing definitely here in Jackson with the More and More Sports Management. So definitely stay tuned to exactly what's going on. Follow our social media page so that you can learn more about what we're doing because we have a lot of things that are going on, and we do some things behind the scene that we don't publicize, but we're just doing a lot of things behind the scenes. So, but I know definitely like for you to tune in Tuesday to 105.9 FM The Zone on Tuesday from 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. For myself, Rob J, and Larry Nixon Beeve on the board, talking sports, chopping it up, just having a great time, interviewing, I guess, and just enjoying talk about sports and whatever that comes up. So it may be some interesting topics. So definitely tune in to what is going on. But again, I thank you guys for your time. I am Bernard Moore the third, with More on the Road, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. I thank you guys for joining me this Saturday. Stay tuned next Saturday. Uh, not sure exactly where we're going to be, but stay tuned. Follow us via social media. You'll see where we're going to be and where we're going to end up at. Much love to you guys. 1 + 1 = deuces.